Hi, I'm John Henley, and I'm going to be talking about gun violence and police brutality in America. Gun violence and police brutality have been a problem for decades, and Americans are dying from mass shootings and police brutality every day. And our country has been facing problems with gun violence and police reform, and we are ranked the highest in the country. And since Americans are dying from mass shootings and police officers, it's time that we have stricter police reform and stricter gun control. Like if an officer shoots an unarmed African American, they are held accountable. And if you want to, and if you want to purchase a gun, you have to register it so you to be trust that you can own one responsibly with no violence to keep everyone in our community safe. Derek Chauvin, the Minneapolis police officer, is being held accountable, who kneeled on Mr. Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And George Floyd is the only African American to receive justice, and others are not. The female officer who murdered Dante Wright meant to taser him, and she is being held accountable. And the shooting that took place in Indianapolis was a former employee who claimed to own a gun and registered it, and he was not trusted to own one responsibly. He just went for violence to hurt, and that hurted our community and affected our families. Like if that shooter claimed he owned a gun, the police wouldn't have the police would not have to come to the scene. And people want to move forward in life too, because we want to see kids grow and move on in their life for their future rather than dying. There has been like 50 mass shootings in America in the year 2021. And this has gone way too far. And a 9-year-old in April 17. And there was also a shooting that took place in La Place in Louisiana on April 17th, and the 12-year-old was killed, and the 14-year-old was shot in the head, and the 16-year-old was shot in the stomach, and three other men and a toddler were shot in a parking lot. And the officer said that when the suspect approached the business parking lot, he started open fire. And gun violence and police brutality need to come to an end, because Mr. Floyd received justice, and Derek Chauvin was confirmed guilty by his verdicts, and like others like that, and like others are not receiving justice, this needs to end right now, because we're all tired of going onto the streets out there protesting and people getting beaten up by police officers with tear gas and other things. Like, we can do better. We can do better than this, America. Like, I trust living in America without any violence. President Joe Biden has signed executive orders on gun restrictions and police brutality, and I want to be a proud American to be safe living in, And I think gun restrictions and police reform will work and bring the population together. Thank you for listening to my presentation.